So I want to go ahead and visit the Destiny situation once again because new information has came out and I want to go ahead and cover it just a little more because I have a couple of opinions. So let's go ahead and start off with what Destiny said.
I think I've laid out a pretty consistent argument, right? For instance, if Melina was a gold digger, why did she pay for somebody for flights around? Why did she give me back $100,000 that she didn't have to? Why did she pay me back rent on this apartment when I told her she needed to? Why didn't she have me like send her money, give her things, buy her shit? Like there's a million things that like if Melina was a gold digger, she would have done this, and this, right? But she didn't do any of those. How do you account for that? You have to have some accounting for that. I don't because it's all consistent with my story, right? The reason why Mel asked me for money is probably because she just realized like, holy shit, I'm probably gonna lose my apartment here. Whatever new thing I get, the rent is gonna be way higher. And now I'm trying to support two people because my new boyfriend doesn't work. That's a my situation. And if she can go back and be like, okay, well, hold on. I just paid $5,000 to fly to New York and to ship all my shit back to Sweden. I think you should pay me money because my shit got in Sweden now. I can understand where she's coming from. Obviously, I completely disagree. But I think that my explanation for the mindset, everything, it's fully consistent with every single fact. Everything is accounted for. Your statement is just like, oh, well, I think it's code. Like, okay, well, give me an argument for it. This is retarded.
All right, now we're going to elaborate on these two topics, Melina and the gold digging situation and Melina asking Destiny for money, okay? Because a lot of people in the last video were talking about how the red pill community was correct in their assumptions and their predictions. And I kind of want to go over some of the things that you guys said in the comment section. So in that video, Big Bill 123 commented, the red pillars did call it. This is just cope. Destiny's the one who made predictions that didn't come true. Destiny said that Melina wouldn't leave him and she did. Nice try, buddy. And if you guys can see, like there's many of you guys that commented and you guys were having a debate in the comment section. Now, I don't know what predictions you guys are referring to. If you guys saw Destiny make predictions, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below because I have no idea what predictions you're talking about. And I'm talking about the links to where Destiny's making predictions. Perhaps he has, but I'm not aware of it. And I really don't think that it would even matter anyways, because at the end of the day, Melina ended up leaving Destiny for a guy who probably she thinks is a lot better than Destiny. And it might not even be financial gains or even status. It could be emotional availability. That's the reason why I think that Melina ended up leaving Destiny. But to go back to the comment, in that one debate where he went on to whatever podcast where he ended up exposing MLD, he ended up talking about how he hopes that Melina stays with him in the future.
Like, do you guys have a high degree of confidence that your marriage will last for decades?
I mean, I married her without a prenup, so I hope so. Okay, or else this is gonna be.
I'm curious what the chat thinks. I'm curious what the chat thinks. Do you guys have a high degree of confidence that their marriage will go the distance? Let us know.
I mean, you shouldn't have a high degree of confidence in anybody's because even monogamous marriages have like a 50% fail rate, right?
So this was filmed 7 months ago, and this is what I remember Destiny saying. To me, this is kind of a premonition of, hey, potentially this might not work out or whatever the case is, but you can also admonish Destiny because he did marry Melina without a prenup. In a way, he's trying to say that this girl's not going to leave him. I guess you can hold him accountable for that. Unless Destiny said that Melina would never leave him, then I can't really hold him accountable. And I know there's a clip out there where he's talking about how Melina, every time or anytime she goes with another guy, she'll always come back to him. I don't know if you can say that in a way is implying that Melina would never leave him. Everybody makes predictions and some of them are wrong. And some of them, which was the point of my last video, some of them are very vague. You could practically fit any narrative into it. You could fit anything into it because they're so broad. And that's what my problem was last video, because I was talking about how a lot of people make predictions, but they're very broad. And then when something happens, you could just fill in the details with specifics, because a lot of the predictions were that she was going to leave him for a better guy, has more money, more status, green card. I mean, they were all saying it, man. And listen, I'm not trying to take Destiny's side, but like when you have like a bunch of people making predictions like that, I mean, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh yeah, no, Destiny's just coping. Maybe he is, I don't know. He talks about how this relationship is more about the age gap and then more about the emotional availability.
I think me and Melina were talking about something and I realized, because one of the things I suck at is words of affirmation. I'm so bad at this. Not only am I really bad at this, I don't value it at all. It means nothing to me. I hate them. I'm a way more action-oriented person. I just don't care. I don't care. Unless you want to give me like a meaningful compliment. Like when Like if you want to come on me something I worked hard on and you're like, good job on this, then I'd be like, thank you. But yeah, like having a partner tell me like, oh, you're so handsome. It's like, yeah, obviously you think this. You're not gonna say I'm ugly, bitch.
So if you listen to Destiny here, he talks about how he doesn't really value affirmations. And so whenever he receives compliments or he gives compliments, he doesn't exactly value them. If you're in a relationship and you're not constantly reminding your girlfriend or your boyfriend that you love them, whatever the case is, it's going to make them feel insecure. And we know that Mel has been feeling a bit insecure because of the fight they had on a stream one time.
The reason why it is because you're insecure about me seeing somebody when you're not seeing somebody. That's the reason.
Why is that?
This is why I only date men.
Because you're used to dating guys that are obsessed with you and I'm not, and that makes you insecure. Yes. No. The only reason I'm going to lie to you is because you're insecure when I hook up with people. And I never got together with you under the assumption that I was going to have a mom babysitting me.
Do you want to air it out? Do you want to bring up what happened?
Which time?
A lot of times. Do you want to bring it up all? I can see it.
Can I just play video games?
Well, you have to say that there are things that you've done that made me probably pretty insecure about the relationship, yeah?
Maybe,
You
yeah.
don't think so?
There have been things that both of us have done.
Wait, you have to think about a little bit more now. What do you think has happened here?
A lot of things have happened.
Yes.
For not just me.
So you can see that Melina and Destiny are arguing, and you can hear them talk about how they have insecurities and they want to air out the problems they have in their relationship. But you can see that they hinted at insecurities. So when I hear that, it makes me believe that there's a lot of miscommunication going on. So with that being said, it doesn't make me think of money. It doesn't make me think of status. It doesn't make me think of a green card, which I'm sure that some of you guys think that the more green cards we hand out, the cleaner the environment. Bro, just because it has the word green on it doesn't mean that it's good for the environment. Okay, that's a joke, right? All seriousness, listen, it doesn't make me think of money when I listen to what Destiny and Melina have to say about the relationship. It just sounds like an age gap situation and a miscommunication situation. So allow me to provide an example of when Destiny doesn't properly provide any affirmations towards his girlfriend.
And I remember I was chatting with Mel in DMs, and I think I said something like, oh, like, hey, like, I know that it's been rocky a little bit, blah, 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 but I just want to remind you, like, oh, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And Mel looked at it, and Mel was like, you never say this to me. Why are you saying this right now? I can't believe you're just saying this. It was like some shit. And I looked at this, and for like 5 seconds, I was like, what? This is why I don't ever fucking say shit to you. Everything's a fucking... And I saw that, and I was like, you know what? You're right. I understand you're upset. Bro, the shit that I was like typing, and I looked at it afterwards, it was literally like the Neo picking the bullets out of the air. I was like, I have no idea how I didn't lose my fucking mind there.
I mean, when I hear this is to me a good example of somebody who doesn't properly provide any affirmations towards their partner. I think it's important to remind your partner that you love them, because when you don't tell them that you love them, I'm not saying that Destiny doesn't do this, but when somebody doesn't tell their partner that they love them, and then all of a sudden, out of like nowhere, on a blue moon, you just remind them, you know, I love you. It almost sounds suspicious, almost as if you did something that you shouldn't have in a relationship. I also want to go ahead and say that this isn't the only variable that played a part in that divorce, right? There are many reasons, many variables, many factors that played a part, but this is just the one obvious factor, to me at least, that I can showcase to not just myself, but to everyone. This is what led me to believe that this divorce is not about money, status, or even leaving Destiny because he doesn't have a frame or even a green card. I also want to go ahead and bring up the elephant in the room, right? The polyamorous relationship. The way I feel that this relationship was going, it seems like Destiny was going at about 100 miles per hour while Melina was going at about 45. It seems like it was just way too fast for Melina to keep up, because apparently Melina didn't like that Destiny was just going around sleeping with whoever, and it was just way too much for her to handle. They weren't on that same frequency, which is why probably this relationship failed, because I'm sure that there are polyamorous relationships out there that are successful, but the thing is that people will never go out there and actually find them to showcase to you guys that these relationships can be successful, because they just want to take an example like Destiny's and they just want to highlight why you should not participate in a relationship like this. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about is Melina asking Destiny for $100,000. Again, the narrative around this is apparently that she's a gold digger or whatever the case is. The reason why she believes she deserves or she needs to get $100,000 from Destiny is because Destiny's the one who brought Melina out there to the United States. If you like to say that she was young, she was dumb, and she went out to the States because somebody who was over the age of 30 convinced her that she was going to have a better life, then I guess, because yes, you got to kind of consider the age gap, and you have to consider that she was very young when she made that decision. At the same time, though, you can sit there and say that she's a responsible adult. She got divorced at the age of 24, or 25, and she knows what she did, and she was capable of understanding these decisions. Now it's pretty tough, you know. And Destiny, he's already said that he's not going to give her 100K, obviously because he just does not like Melina, at least at this moment. And it's quite obvious if you've been watching him.
Last week you said you'd be open to getting back together. Is that still an option? Probably the only way I would consider getting back together is if Melina comes to me with a medical slip showing that she got a lobotomy, and then I would consider it.
A lobotomy, Destiny? Really? Alright, man, listen, yeah, I'm already done talking about this. Yeah, so again, I just want to go ahead and just kind of give you guys my perspective as to how I came to that conclusion. Everybody's gonna believe what they want to believe, so yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there, and that's all I have for you guys. And yeah, hopefully you guys learned something today.